What's up, Nintendo gamers? This is NintendoGuy 1991. Welcome back to Let's Predict Nintendo's First Computer or PC. This is part 3, and this is going to be about the processor it'll use. If you guys remember the last part, we discussed the OS it'll use, and I did say that Linux or their own and Microsoft Windows would be their best choices because Chrome OS just doesn't support a lot of gaming stuff. And Mac OS 10 will not be offered to anyone, probably. So, what is required to run an OS, you may ask? Well, a processor, duh. So, let's get into this. So, now we all know Intel, right? If you don't know about Intel, then you are missing out on a lot in computers, because Intel is like the biggest processor-making company ever. Like, my computer runs an Intel processor, the first one listed on the screen, which is a 5th gen Intel Core i5. I'm not going to really get into all the detailed specs and everything, but my Intel Core i5 processor in my computer is running at 2.20 gigahertz, so yeah, it's pretty fast, and I think it would be a good gaming processor. The 5th gen Core i3 might be a little too slow. And don't forget, the 5th gen Intel Core i7 processor would be faster than the Core i5, so it would be great to either have a 5th gen Core i5 or a 5th gen Core i7 in your computer, Nintendo. And don't forget about all the new 6th gen Intel Core processors. Even a 6th gen Core i3 would be awesome because it's 6th gen. And if you don't know how to tell the difference between a 5th gen and a 6th gen Intel Core processor sticker, well, it's pretty simple. The 6th gen is blue and white, while the 5th gen is blue and it has the little yellow thing at the top. The 2nd gen Intel Core processors have like the little yellow line going through the middle. In case you didn't know, that's how you tell the difference between a 2nd gen Intel Core processor sticker, a 5th gen Intel Core processor sticker, and a 6th gen Intel Core processor sticker. And that's how you'll know which type of processor you'll have in your computer. So mine's a 5th gen Intel Core i5, and it's pretty fast. It runs a lot of games pretty well. 5th gen Core i7 is obviously faster, which would be good, and of course all the 6th gen processors would be great because they're 6th gen and they're a lot bigger and better and faster than the 5th gen. And yeah, actually the 6th gen Core i5 actually has like 3.70 gigahertz running on it, or that might be the 6th gen Core i7, one of those, I don't know. Yeah, that's blazing fast compared to mine. But the 5th gen Core i5 and i7 are still pretty fast, but not as fast as the 6th gen. So maybe a 6th gen Intel Core processor would be better, Nintendo. But if you want to go with the 5th gen just to make it slightly cheaper and affordable, then that's what I would go with. But then, of course, we have these other great gaming PC processors. All these three processors listed here made the top 5 gaming processors or CPUs for 2015. The unlocked FX processor, the AMD Athlon multi-core processor, and the AMD A-series Black Edition processor. That might have been a little racist, but whatever. The FX processor, I guess, runs on a lot of gaming PCs, I mean, obviously. And I can tell it must be pretty fast. Faster than Intel, maybe. And of course, AMD is another big processor-making company, like maybe Intel's rival or competitor, maybe, if they're really that big. Because I know a lot of computers that run AMD processors, but I don't personally own one. My family is just 100% Windows and Intel. So, you know, the Athlon multi-core processor, I was looking at an image on Google, and it looks pretty fast. All the colors and everything made it look cool. And the specs inside are probably really good. And the A-series Black Edition processor is probably like AMD's more advanced gaming processor because it's an A-series, and usually stuff in a series is more advanced, like Samsung Galaxy S, Samsung Galaxy A, you know what I'm talking about. So the A-series is probably AMD's more advanced, and their Athlon must be one of their more still popular, but like not as popular processors. So I don't really know too much about AMD or the unlocked FX, but from what I can tell, they're gaming PC processors and they must run pretty fast. So if Nintendo wants to use an Intel processor, they can. I would suggest a 6th gen though, Nintendo. Or if you want to use any of these, just use them. Or come up with your own. Your own will never fail. Just make it fast though, okay? That's all I gotta say. You come up with your own. Channel of the day is Liquid Wayno, so congrats. See you guys Thursday for parts 4 and 5, and a vlog.